In today's video, we are going to be talking about a tank you've never seen before. It has just entered testing today, and I've been able to acquire a replay of the tank, the Tier 8 auto-loading French medium tank, the Bat Chatillon Bourasque. Now, I'm very, very excited to show you guys it because it is a very cool vehicle. It's got a dual shotgun, kind of like the M6 and M5 Yo, where they're able to deal 450 damage in a super quick succession. Well, that's practically what the Bourasque is, and because of that, it's a really, really cool vehicle, and as well, extremely deadly. Imagine an AMX CDC that deals 640 damage in a matter of about 2 seconds. Yeah, that would make me pretty nervous, and this right here is the Bourasque. While Wargaming does not allow people to actually share the replays as testers, as it breaks the ULA, one thing that you are able to do is, as a public player, use an actual game that you've played and look at the Bourasque and make a video on it, which is a little bit of a loophole in the system, which I'm doing right here to talk about the vehicle. Now, I just wanted to show the replay so that you guys could kind of see how the vehicle looks and as well plays. I think it looks very, very cool. That's something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. You can see here that the Bourasque has fired one shot, and there is two. Now, obviously, the intro clip is a lot quicker than that. That was just a bit of an example there of where, you know, the player was deciding which tank to shoot at. But yeah, this is some pretty exciting stuff. And it's a super quick tank. As I said, imagine just an AMX CDC with the gun of an RHM BWT. Now, it does have some big drawbacks. While it's able to dump out this huge damage, I do have the actual statistics of this tank as well. Thankfully, Blitzhanger is very quick on getting those stats up. There you go. That's 640 damage right there. And as you can see, it's mobile. Imagine a T-49. Like, this thing is insanely quick. It's got a crazy gun. And, well, let's break into the statistics so I can tell you everything you need to know about it. Now, it actually carries a pretty beefy amount of hit points at 1,450. That means that you will be able to chunk a couple shells. But while it does have a lot of hit points, do not be thinking that this vehicle has anything close to resembling armor, because it really doesn't. As well, DPM, yeah, not too shabby. Or the other way around, should I say. It's just bad. It's 1,680. It's terrible. It's got practically no DPM. It has a 20-second clip reload, as you can see right here. A 20.86-second clip reload, which is incredibly long when you think about it. But at the same time, it's able to deal 640 damage in an insanely quick amount of time, 2 seconds. So, yeah, 640 damage. Just bam and bam. There you go. That's 640 health gone. Sure, it's got a super long reload, but I still think this is going to be one powerhouse of a tank. Now, it does have pretty good penetration at 190 millimeters, and the premium as well isn't great, but it's not bad at 240. Its HE, though, 400 average damage with 53 millimeters of pen. You do not want to get caught behind this vehicle because, yeah, this thing's going to rip 800 hit points off of you if it's able to get HE penetrating on your rear. Now, as you can see again, that gun, it's not great on the aiming time and dispersion. 0.337 is not great. And same for the base aiming time at 2.22 seconds. It's not super accurate, but dispersion on move is incredibly good. So it's weird. It's incredibly accurate on the move, but it's incredibly inaccurate when you're sitting still and trying to aim in. It's a weird way they've balanced the vehicle. And I really don't know how it's going to turn out, because looking at it, I can see where it would be overpowered is the fact that it can dump, and there we go, 640 health gone. But at the same time, it's kind of like a TVP-50, where it's got such a long reload that I can also see where it's very weak. The reason I think that this tank is going to be overpowered is the mobility. It goes 60 kilometers per hour with a fantastic power to weight ratio of 22.63. And because of that, this thing is able to dump and run away incredibly quick. Imagine a 49 with actual penetration. That's pretty much what this is. An accurate 49 with pretty solid penetration aiming at you. Yeah, I do think that it's going to be overpowered just because of that mobility, plus the gun, plus the fantastic camouflage rating. This is the best camo for a tier 8 medium in the game. In fact, this is closer to light tanks than medium. So it's a weird vehicle. As I said, I really don't know what to say about it. At one hand, it's got huge long reloads, which is going to make it incredibly painful if you're being pushed on. But on the other hand, with that great mobility, with the fantastic camouflage, it's going to be great. A good example of this could be like the STG Guard, where, sure, the STG Guard has a super long reload, and while it's not the best on every aspect, you can do very well in it if you know how to play correctly using that camouflage rating, and I'm going to find this vehicle very similar, I bet. That frontal armor, though, yeah, 64 millimeters. While it is not going to be penned by most HE from 120 millimeters, 150s are free to go right through this thing, and that's going to hurt quite a bit. You can see it's got practically no armor here. Now, if you are using your gun depression, you actually can get bounces on this upper plate here. That will be very, very troll. The turret, however, yeah, not very troll at all. You're not going to be getting any bounces. Same for the side of the tank or on the side of the turret. It's got no armor. You're not going to bounce any shells in this tank apart from, like the Bat Chat where it gets those troll bounces on the upper plate. That's about all you're going to expect from this vehicle. My exact type of playstyle I'd suggest for this tank is exactly as Blitzhanger says here, a peekaboo style. It's not going to be good at really circling a death. The only way I'd suggest to play it is kind of like the super annoying tank. What you do is you see somebody shoots and you pop out and you go bam, bam, and then you back up. Or you see a very slow tank, let's say like, I don't know, an E75, you have the side of it, you zip around the side, bam, bam, just like we saw at the Bourasque in this actual game due to the T-32. That's another way you can play it, is you can just zip around the map, get 2 shots into the enemy, and then go back into cover. So, it's weird, but 640 damage. This guy actually tried to kill himself. That's really, really sad. But 640 damage in a matter of 2 seconds is incredibly quick. Imagine an RHMBWT, but with mobility. The mobility of an AMX CDC. Like, that is incredible. So, I don't really know what I want to pin this tank on. I do think that it needs a longer intro clip and a better DPM is what I'd say. How about Wargaming change the intro clip to maybe 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds, but in return, they give it, I don't know, 2,000 DPM. They give it more DPM, but they make the intro clip a little bit longer. The reason I'm saying that is because it's toxic the way it currently is. Just like the Yo, the reason that tank is overpowered is because it gets away with really stupid things. Right there, you just watched 640 hit points go away from that larva, and that's it. Then the guy's able to back up, and he's in cover. That is going to be really, really abusable. Players like me or any player that understands how to use that gun is going to abuse it completely. They're just going to pop, they're going to get bam, bam, 2 shells into whatever, and then they're going to run away. There's 1 shell into the progetto, and there's 1 shell into the larva. Again, you can see there, that's a perfect example of where this tank can be incredibly strong. It's kind of like a Helsing, just a tier higher. So, yeah, what did I say? Well, I personally feel that this tank is going to need some working. I think, first of all, make the gun a little bit more accurate. But to counter that, make it have a longer intro clip and give it a little bit more DPM. That's what I'd suggest. I don't really know, though. It's weird. Maybe don't even give it more DPM. Maybe keep the DPM the exact same, increase the intro clip. So maybe make the clip reload instead of, 20 seconds, maybe 18 seconds, but make the intro clip 3 seconds, 3.5. That way, it's a little balanced. I just don't like the idea of a tank that has the best camouflage rating for a tier 8 medium in the game to sneak up behind any vehicle and go, and there you go. That's 640 health gone, and then it runs away because you can't catch it. That is what I call toxic, and that is why the Bourasque on World of Tanks PC is one of the most wanted and unobtainable tanks to get your hands on. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. If you agree with me, please let me know. If you disagree, as well, let me know. But other than that, hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.